The meaning of the movie author Orpheus on Reading 5 Minutes published on 17.05. 2019 updated on 17.05. 2019 The story of the movie, The Call, is quite long and slightly confusing. First, let's understand the history of the creation so that the explanation of the movie becomes clearer. Originally, the story of the girl from the well was an old Japanese legend, which, however, for a long time, really frightened the villagers. The legend is called The Tale of the Symbols, where the two main characters are a poor but noble girl and a rich, but slightly cocky and self-assured young man. The girl is in the service of the young man, which he takes advantage of, actively hinting that they should have continued closer communication. But the honest girl ignores or only pretends not to notice the lewd advances of the master. Then he goes for a trick. He brings 10 expensive plates from his parents' house and gives the girl a task to wash them. When she starts to count, it turns out that there are only 9 plates. In fact, the young man has removed 1 plate in advance, but his maid doesn't know about it, so she literally goes crazy, counting the plates over and over again and realizing that 1 plate is missing. She turns for help to the master, and he is ready to forgive her, but in return for the possession of the girl, which she again refuses. Then the young man loses his patience and throws the maid into a well, thus condemning her to death. But the girl's soul finds no rest and continues to wander in the world of the living, breaking into the homes of rich people. She begins to loudly count to 9, after which she makes terrible sounds that drive some to death. To expel the girl turns out with the help of an ancient witch doctor. He manages to shout the number 10 before the soul of the girl begins to howl terribly. So the restless soul decides to. The legend seems to end well, but the story of this soul has long wandered among the people. It got to the point that when a disease was discovered that was transmitted with water from the well, it was immediately named after the girl, Okikomashi. Based on this ancient tale, a Japanese fiction writer has created his own story. Koji Suzuki wrote a whole 6 books about Samantha, but only the first 2 were screened. The 3rd book in the series has such a confusing and incomprehensible plot that so far no director has taken the liberty of doing a film adaptation of it. However, the first book looks great in the movie version and has huge fan groups. So, the short plot: the parents of a dead girl turn to a young journalist to investigate their daughter's death. Gradually, the search for causes and clues leads to journalist Rachel finding a connection between the girl's death and 3 other teenagers, all of whom watched the same tape before they died. The protagonist watches the tape herself, which dooms herself to unnecessary problems in life. The tape depicts a girl whose fate Rachel and her colleague Noah begin to investigate. They find out that Samantha from the tape was killed many years ago by her foster parents. They drowned her in a well. It is from the well that the girl climbs out at the end of the video recorded on the tape. After the man watches the video, he receives a phone call and is told that he has 7 days to live. Time is limited. It is necessary to solve the case within a week. This is especially important, because Rachel feels guilty in front of Noah. After all, she showed him the tape from that unfortunate tape. Everything becomes even more complicated when the girl realizes that her son also watched the tape. Now she must save not only her life, but also the life of the child. The point of the movie Call is the danger of people's immoderate curiosity. Even realizing that they are in danger, warned by loved ones, they still cannot deny themselves the satisfaction of the need to know something secret, special, not for everyone. This fate has touched Noah. Curiosity is the fate that will ruin this hero. In the end, the journalists find Samantha and bury her. It seems to the heroes that they did everything right, because Rachel does not die, although her 7 days have already passed. But soon Noah dies, and then Rachel realizes that she didn't do something that Samantha wants. Or, on the contrary, did she do, but not Noah? The second option turns out to be correct. She sees the rewritten tape of the video she showed to her colleague and realizes that she saved herself by unwittingly transferring the curse to someone else. Now it remains to pull this trick with her son to get the curse away from him. The controversial question is whether the protagonist did the right thing. After all, she condemned many people to death for the sake of saving just one, but what a son for any woman, the most precious and irreplaceable person in the world. The meaning of the ending is that sometimes people are ready to go not just to stupidity or bad deeds, but to do terrible things for the sake of salvation. But saving not their lives, but the life of the most precious person in the world. So, the horror movie, taking its roots from a terrible Japanese fairy tale, made everyone who watched the movie ask himself a question. What would you do in such a situation? Write in the comments your meaning of the movie Call. We will be waiting with impatience. Admin.